Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at this week's Sunday preview. This video is sponsored by Adept and the Game Bunker. Adept is a new MathHammer app for Warhammer 40,000, allowing users to instantly and effortlessly upload unit characteristics from screenshots. You can then use the app to calculate statistical outcomes. With the capability to account for special rules and abilities of attackers and defenders, results can be viewed in graph or tabular form. Let Adept do the MathHammer while you focus on tactics and victory. With tons of features and customizable settings, Adept is the best pocket companion to give you the edge over the competition. Check out the Adept app using the link in the video description, and your first 7 days are free. Now back to the video. Alright, so we got this week's Sunday preview, Gods and God Beasts on Warhammer TV. There's no pre-orders coming next week, so there's plenty of opportunity for you to dive into the unpainted pile of miniatures that you've been putting off sorting out. There's still plenty of Warhammer Plus shows to watch while you paint, and of course you can speculate about what might be revealed next Sunday. Alright, so that's an interesting choice. I gotta say, it would make a lot more sense if they would have just spread out last week's pre-orders over 2 weeks. So rather than having nothing available this week, if they did like the World Eaters last week and then say the Death Guard this week or vice versa. Because to tell you the truth, there was a lot of limited items that came out in this past week's pre-orders that sold out in like seconds or minutes. And spreading those out over 2 weeks would have given people an opportunity to get on the website and get the things that they wanted, not have to rush to try to get them in their cart and then potentially miss out. And I know a lot of people missed out on either the limited edition codex or like the extra special edition, trying to get hold of like the super swag bundles so they could get all 4 of the pieces of the Chaos Pendant. So I'm not sure exactly why Games Workshop pushed everything out in 1 week rather than spreading it out over 2 weeks. Or maybe that was all supposed to come out last week and then something was supposed to come this week and it got delayed. But regardless, it doesn't make sense to like jam a bunch of stuff out in a single week, like 2 battle forces, 3 combat patrols, 2 codexes, 2 limited edition codexes, and then 2 of the extra special Chaos Codex bundles. And then on top of that, throwing in Titus as well, only to have nothing available the following week. So presumably they were expecting something else big to come this week and something went wrong, so now they have nothing. Or maybe they just had some reason they wanted to jam all that out last week, but honestly, it doesn't really make sense as a consumer. Most people have like a weekly or monthly hobby budget, but I digress. So it looks like there is absolutely nothing new coming this week. So taking a look over at Warhammer Plus, this week on Warhammer Plus, Trajan's Tesseract Trials pits the Leagues of Votann against the Tau Empire in a test of high technology. On Lore Masters, Alex discusses Divinity in the Mortal Realms with a look at some Gods and God Beasts, while Citadel Color Masterclass tackles Colored Metallics. Alright, so we got a couple of things over on Warhammer Plus. And on the Warhammer YouTube channel, painting presenter Dan takes on a challenge of painting 500 points of miniatures for Warhammer the Old World in 500 minutes. Here on Warhammer Community, we have a slightly delayed Kill Team quarterly update, some inspirational Warhammer heroes to celebrate, and some excellent model reveals. Does anyone here howls upon the icy winds? Alright, so we do have a Kill Team quarterly update coming, so we'll keep an eye out for that. And then some heroes to celebrate. That's always awesome, as a ton of people have done some real positive for this community in the last year, raised tons of money for good causes, and it's always nice to see them celebrated. And then of course some model reveals coming up as well. So definitely super excited for the Space Wolves, not sure how far out they are. And then, of course, we saw the Warhammer 40k roadmap with a bunch of other cool stuff coming. We've got the awesome new faction coming to Warhammer the Old World. A bunch of miniatures that have shown off that have not coming up for pre-order yet. So presumably some of those will be coming over the next couple of weeks. Definitely been a big few weeks for me for 40k, as that's my main game. So not necessarily bad to have a week off, but I think spacing it out, especially with so many limited releases, would have made a lot more sense. So let me know what you hope is coming in the future, what you're most excited about, what main games you've been playing. Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. And special thanks to Adept. Check out the link in the description for your free trial of the Warhammer Math app. And as always, special thanks to the Game Bunker. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on most Games Workshop products with code WHMS at checkout. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here. Now a quick word from today's sponsor, Game Bunker. Game Bunker carries a full range of Games Workshop products, including miniatures, terrain, paint tools, and more. Game Bunker offers 15% off MSRP for most Games Workshop products with the discount code WHMS. Receive free shipping in the continental United States on orders over $145. Online orders ship out within 24 hours. Game Bunker is a veteran-owned business. Use affiliate link below, enter discount code WHMS to save 15% on most items at checkout. For fast, friendly service with a discount on your favorite tabletop wargaming purchases, visit GameBunker.net and let them know that Warhammer Man sent you.